Hello there guys, this is seiterarch and today I'm bringing you a melange of different fireworks. Ooh, fancy words. Right, here is the first one, and this is pretty much an extension, well no, not an extension of what we looked at last time. This is a two-stage firework though, but it works on a different principle to increase the pseudo-randomness of it. Instead of giving ourselves different, a larger space around each of the launches, we've put 4 launches so close together that they will push each other around. I've had to increase the size of the bottom for this, and we've got water in here, and underneath that obsidian block is a redstone torch, so there's power going down here to that. There we go. This does mean that we lose a lot more stuff each time we fire. This has 96 TNT in it at the moment, which is a stunning amount, definitely not survival friendly, and it'll destroy 96 TNT and 1 redstone torch every launch. I shall just show it going off though, because it is rather impressive. Yes, it's noisy. Okay, that maybe wasn't the best. Let's try again. Wow, this is incredibly noisy. I wonder if I've got my game sound set right. Yeah, as you can see, it gives a much wider explosion than the previous one, and much more impressive. And I suspect that we could set it up to just check my game sounds. I think my headphones were just turned up too high. I suspect that we could actually set this to have a 3-stage, but I'm not sure. But yeah, as you can see, this is much more reliable as a 2-stage firework, completely non-automatable. Having said that it's completely non-automatable, I finally worked out how you could completely automate this. Oh no, you couldn't, because of the problems of loading the propulsion TNT down here. You'd really struggle with that. It could be done, I think, but it would be incredibly difficult, especially with a torch in the middle. I wouldn't want to try it. Okay, next up is this little thing here, and I shall just get a bow and arrow out, because this is completely different to anything else we've seen. Now, this is based on someone else's design, actually, and I will put their name in the description, as I've forgotten it right at the moment. But basically what this is, well, I'll say their design, it's really clever. It drops a bunch of arrows that are on fire onto a TNT that has been ignited. TNT has to have been ignited before the arrows drop onto it is the key, otherwise they'll fall through it. And then, when the TNT explodes, it sends the arrows flying outwards, which is quite a nice effect. Their design was rather large though. It didn't destroy any blocks like this does, but I didn't like the size of it, and I thought, given that it's not going to be fully automatable anyway, there's not really much point in putting the automation in when you're spending so much time firing the arrows. But as you can see, the arrows are glitching out on top of lit TNT there. Oh, and that wasn't particularly impressive. It's a bit odd, this. Sometimes the lava is destroyed in the firing process, which is very strange, and that seems to result in better launches. But yeah, that would have done for a little effect thing anyway. There is one more thing I want to show you today. I know it's going to be a very short episode. I'm not going to put a tutorial in for this because it should be fairly easy to see what I've done. If I show you this. This is basically what happens here. Power transmits from here into this, which transmits it to this redstone wire, and even though this isn't in a line, it will still transmit power into this, and the same's been done in the middle at staggered intervals so that all 4 of these tubes are lit, and we've just got the split here from the top to the bottom. So yeah, it's very, very similar in setup to the previous 2-stage, the fire bloom. But yeah, the volcano cannon is significantly more expensive to run. Just a moment while I show you the last. Okay, here's something extra. This is... well, I'll just show you. No, that was not what I intended to do. Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. I managed to fire it by... oh, this is going to be a pain to clean up. Yeah, the lava's setting it off now. Right, okay. Well, I'll explain what this is because it's going to take me forever to delete that water. Oh, actually saying that. The lava. See. Right, okay, that got rid of that. Anyway, yeah, this is just a report. The idea is, if you put an explosion more than 16 blocks away from you and less than 144 blocks, I think it is, then when you fire it, you won't hear anything, any of the pistons, any of the lighting, anything like that. You'll just hear an explosion. This is only really useful for musically timed fireworks. Obviously, you can use it then when you've got a large drum beat or something, or crashing. You want to really just a loud explosion without any well, you can have it showing, but it's just something that's used in pyrotechnic displays essentially. Anyway, what I'm meaning to say is I've labelled up everything here. Everything has signs. I've been having people, even the broken chunk has a sign of its own. Yeah, I've been asked by a few people whether I'm putting the world download up, and that's what all these are for. Everything is refilled, ready to be fired instantly. This thing over here, which I've not actually showed you yet. I suppose I could show you that as well. Extra content for the video. The only things I've not filled up at the moment are the array of Roman candles over there, which I'm not going to bother filling up because it is a pain in the backside to do, to be honest. It really is. There is so much TNT that needs putting in here and blocks replacing that I'm just not going to do it. Because, I'm sorry, but, yeah. And I've not filled this yet, but I'm going to fill this up just for you. Anyway, yeah, so I'll show you this one while I'm here. Okay, so this was my first proper firework. Actually, it was my first firework at all, in Minecraft, that is. And we've got some interesting features here. So this was intended to be belt fed, but at the time I didn't know how to make a proper belt feed without making a huge stack of sand, which is why I wanted to make my belt wall generators over there. And what happens is when you press the button, obviously signal travels all the way down here, and it pushes all of the charged TNT into, the propulsion TNT or whatever, into this tunnel here, which is permanently powered. That all falls down. However, it only falls as far as this block with the torch in, because this piston extends at the same time and covers that over. And the reason for this is because we don't always want 16 or 15 or however many it is TNT in the propulsion, because that sends the charge up quite a long way, the shot. We need a way to fill in the belt, the spaces in the belt where there aren't going to be TNT, because otherwise the belt won't push. So the way I've chosen to integrate this is sand, because sand falls, so it's easy to get rid of. So all of the propulsion TNT falls down into where this torch block is. The propulsion TNT isn't bothered about the torch, but the sand turns into items rather than because it's an entity when it's falling. And then everything drops down into this water block, and this piston finally pushes this out 40 blocks. 40 blocks. I'm really getting tongue-tied today. 40 ticks after the propulsion TNT is fired. So the propulsion's in the bottom. This gets pushed out, and boom, it goes firing up. And yeah, there's some messy wiring and everything involved in a first attempt at anything. And that's pretty much it. I'm sorry there's not a whole lot of content in this episode. I will be releasing schematics for the volcano cannon, certainly, and it's not really worth releasing a schematic for this little thing because it doesn't work. I'll be linking to the original creator's design there though. His does work, and I'm not putting those schematics on for the report either. I could put schematics up for this though. I think I will. Anyway, yep, that's enough of me rambling. Thank you for watching. Sorry about the video. Anyway, goodbye.